Am I the asshole for no longer bringing dinner for my wife after she claimed I never cook? I work at a nice restaurant as a cook, and every day when I get off from work I always cook dinner for my wife and our 2 kids, 8M and 6F, at the restaurant before coming home. The only time I don't cook for them are on weekends when I'm off, and that's when my wife does the cooking. We usually trade off who makes breakfast and lunch for the kids every other day, but for the week I'm always the one bringing home dinner. Weekends we sometimes get together with friends and they come over to the house. My wife usually cooks and I help set the table, clean afterwards. One of her friends, Stacy, asked how come I never do any of the cooking, and is it always on my wife all the time making meals for the kids, especially when I'm a cook myself. Instead of correcting her, she sort of laughed and went along with it, making jokes about, "You know how it is." And Stacy laughed because her ex-husband was the same way. And then sort of ripped on me in a joking way how I better buck up before I become an ex too. My wife just said, well, let's see if he actually listens and starts cooking for once. Joking about all the time I spend in the kitchen at work but won't do the same at home. It really pissed me off. I'm not the husband that just doesn't do anything after I'm home from work. I cook food for her and the kids at work, and on top of that I make separate dishes for each of them, what she wants and what the kids want. All that after standing on my feet all day. We talked about it once they left because I don't appreciate being told I'm not doing something she knows for a fact I do. She didn't want to apologize for it because it was all just to be a funny joke. Even after telling her about how it hurt my feelings being put down like that. My wife said she felt like she has to go along with the joke so there wouldn't be any awkward vibes, whatever that means. But I said fine, if she can't apologize for something that was mean just so she could laugh along with her friends, then I won't keep doing something she already claims I don't do. For the past week I've only brought home dinner for our kids and she's had to make her own food. She's mad that I'm refusing to feed her over what happened instead of letting it go, but I can't help but feel mad about being made fun of like that when I'm busting my ass to provide for my family and still making sure they have food on the table every evening. She just thinks I'm an asshole for how I'm reacting when she's already tired at the end of the day but still having to make food for herself. Am I the asshole? Not the asshole. Your wife missed a great opportunity to boast on you. All for acceptance by others who have nothing invested in your relationship. Not the asshole. Your spouse is supposed to be your partner in everything in life. The person who always has your back like you always have theirs. She threw you directly under the bus for the sake of not creating waves with her friend. Then when you told her you didn't find her comments at all funny, and quite hurtful that she let someone else believe you're a deadbeat, she blew you off. So, she can make her own dinner until she sincerely apologizes and acknowledges that your contribution to the family of cooking dinner during the week is important. Not the asshole. My wife said she felt like she has to go along with the joke so there wouldn't be any awkward vibes, whatever that means. Your wife would rather hurt your feelings than cause awkward vibes with her friends. Ouch. Ouch. Your response could be construed as petty, potentially, but she made her own bed and now she can lie on it. Not the asshole op. Not the asshole. It's been a week and she still refuses to apologize? Still cooking for kids was a good idea. Not the asshole. Why is it that so many people say mean things or agree with mean things and then say it was just a joke and that's supposed to make it okay? Not the asshole. It's not amusing to make fun of your partner in any situation. Whether she was joking or not, I understand why you'd feel unappreciated. Not the asshole. That was rude AF. I can completely understand you feeling undervalued and unappreciated. Maybe now she'll realize your contribution and not just passively go along with shitty jokes. Not the asshole. That was freaking rude. Heck, I brag about my hubby cooking and home canning with me all the time, and thank him for every meal he cooks. He does the same for me, and we have been doing that over 15 years. Beyond that, I would never expect a professional cook to do the home cooking. When I used to work in the kitchen 10 hours a day, the last thing I wanted to do after work or on days off was be cooking lol. During that time hubby did all the home cooking and canning, because he wanted me to have a work-home separation going on. On the rare occasion he got teased, he defended me vociferously, said he loved getting better in the kitchen, and when that job ended we would really kick ass together in the kitchen lol. Am I the asshole for calling my academic girlfriend a trophy wife as a joke? My girlfriend of 5 years, Clara, 25F, and I, 26M, both attend the same university. I'm finishing up the final parts of my STEM BSc, computer science, working on mobile application development, and she's in the third year of studying for a doctorate in a humanities and will get her PhD in Sept. It's a university city, so politically active, and Clara is active there. Does a lot of organizing, demos and protests etc. FYI, we align the same politically, so this isn't an issue. I'm describing what she does. If you know computer science dudes, you'll know we like to joke around a lot. Last year, I had to repeat classes and I was with students a few years below me, who saw photos of me and Clara on my phone BG. Clara is objectively very pretty, and it's something I can be insecure of. So I, jokingly, said she was my trophy wife, and made some dumb blonde-type jokes about her being, no thoughts, head empty, and proof you are either pretty or smart. If you know guys, you know inside jokes, and my trophy wife became a meme in the STEM underclasses. My friends even made me a mug that said, "Every developer needs a trophy wife." But last week I took Clara to a mutuals party and the CS underclassmen were there. They straightaway started joking about finally meeting the trophy wife, and she got offended and said something snippy like, "You know I'm doing a PhD in organized X strike to pressure the college for money for your department, right?" I know this as I had told her apt the issue, so she pressured the college. My friend was drunk, and laughed at her and said he didn't know that, but a degree in CS is worth more than reading books and acting like MLK, and to my horror said something like, "Op, you were right, she is a trophy wife." Clara, who is mixed race, seemed to take offense at the first statement, but left the group and ignored me totally. At home, she rounded on me and I immediately said sorry. The MLK comment was wrong, I'll speak to him. She said to forget that, and asked me what the fuck I meant by trophy wife. I explained the backstory, a bit badly as I was drinking. She asked why I didn't defend her from the comments about her degree, but I said that everyone thinks their course is the best and she shouldn't overreact. She told me I was a prick, then gave me the cold shoulder till now. I feel like an asshole because I didn't think she'd be annoyed by trophy wife jokes. She is aware she's pretty and is confident about it, so I don't know why she's reacting badly. I accept the MLK comment was rude, and my friend apologized the next day. But the trophy wife stuff was just jokes. Most people in her community knows her well. She never interacts with STEM students, so I didn't think their jokes mattered. Maybe this is an academia thing I don't know about since I'm aiming to work in an industry? If I messed up, I want to apologize, but I can't see how this was more than a joke gone sour. ETA because I'm seeing some people argue about politics and I wanted to be fair, clear about this since it seems I am the asshole in all other ways. She isn't an activist for party politics, aka left-wing or right-wing stuff. She's more a student politics type. Student union president last year and did a lot of student union stuff through her time here. That's why she was able to press the college for money for facilities. So no, it's not the kind of professional liberal thinking of. So please stop sending me hate from both sides of the political line. Also, to the person who D-Med asking if she was doing a gender studies PhD, no, her subject is history. I accept that I am an asshole, not because of all your abuse but because of the kind of people agreeing with me. You are the asshole. I am a woman in STEM. Oz like you and your friends are why there aren't more women in the field. You were condescending and disrespectful. You are the asshole. WTF? I worked with developers for a decade and this is not okay, accepted, funny, or anything else. You're insecure, so you insulted your own partner to make yourself feel better. Face vomiting. You are the asshole. You turned your insecurities about her being beautiful and smart into a joke. A joke that went so far people took time out of their day to make a mug dedicated to devaluing her. A meme reducing all of her humanity and making fun of her being worthless, accepting her ornamental value. It's only a joke if she's laughing too. As a woman, as a POC, she has worked hard to earn a seat at the table and you just stole her chair. Next time someone makes a comment on your beautiful girlfriend, say I can't believe this gorgeous doctor is interested in a schlub like me. Shine the light on your own insecurities. Don't tear her down. You are the asshole. Women have to fight against sexist bullshit their whole careers. It's not a joke, it's not funny, and now she's learned that you're no different to the other people who dismiss her and her accomplishments. Holy crap, how dense can you be? She's not upset about the pretty part, she's upset about the empty head part. The fact that you made this joke enough for it to be a meme on a coffee mug is completely gross. I do know a lot of CS guys, and some are cool, but some of them think they're smarter than everyone else on the planet. You fed right into this mentality with your jokes, and I'm not surprised at all that some idiot underclassman reduced her PhD to just reading books, after you referred to her repeatedly as a trophy wife. This situation was 100% preventable and is 100% your fault. You are the asshole. You are the asshole, being objectified is a problem everywhere, but especially in movement work. Friend is also a smug STEM asshole. You are the asshole, this isn't an academic thing. This isn't a boys will be boys thing. The only reason the trophy wife jokes are going around because you started them and continue to encourage them. You disrespected your girlfriend to your friends purposely and are calling it a joke. You seem to be insecure of her looks and achievements, so you thought you'd look like a big man telling your friends she's a trophy wife. Instead of appreciating her qualities and telling people how lucky you are to have her in your life, you made fun of her. You didn't even stand up for her when your friends were making fun of her to her face. This is an easy one. You are the asshole for denigrating her intelligence and saying she's only worth her physical attributes. And the comment was objectively not funny even besides that. I am no shrinking violet and I enjoy banter with friends too, but this wasn't humorous, it was insulting. Am I the asshole for selling my late husband's classic car instead of gifting it to my son? My late husband, passed away in 2013, was a classic car guy. He bought and sold them since he was a teenager as a hobby. After he passed away, I kept his favorite car. My brother-in-law would come by and maintain it for us and sometimes take it to shows. My son would often go with his uncle to shows, and when my son got his license he was allowed to occasionally drive the car when either his stepdad, I remarried in 2017, or his uncle was able to go with him. Unfortunately, the past 2 years were very difficult for us. My husband got very sick and was in the ICU. He almost didn't come back home. Between the medical bills and him being out of work, we have gotten into a substantial amount of debt. I called my brother-in-law and gave him first option to buy the car. He declined to purchase but said he would put feelers out and see if he could find someone. He did. I told my son we would have to sell the car, and he did not take it very well. To be frank, he threw a temper tantrum bigger than any he had as an actual toddler. He says I have no right to use his inheritance to pay for my husband's medical bills. I explained to him that he doesn't get any inheritance until I die anyways, and that I wasn't going to let our family suffer over a car. That selling the car is what will allow us to keep the family home and help him pay for his education. I apologized and told him if there were any other options I would have taken them, but this is just the way life works out sometimes, as sucky as that may be. He says that my husband and stepson are not his family and has since stopped talking to his stepfather and stepbrother completely, and I am lucky if I get more than a word out of him. Am I the asshole for selling the car to pay off medical debts and rebuild our savings? Edit. Since a lot of people have asked, no. My husband did not have any specific instructions for what to do with the car. He had a bit of a revolving door of cars. Bought and sold one a year it seemed. We had 3 at the time of his death. 2 were sold right away and kept this one because it was the most valuable and the one my husband had held onto for the longest. Edit 2. This will probably be the last I post on this thread. Seems that judgments are mixed. Lots of you are the assholes and not the assholes. I feel like shit about it. I hate that my son is hurting. However, I don't believe that anything I did was a real true asshole move. We are in a tough spot. Life happens and we did what we needed to do. For what it's worth, when I referred to my son having a temper tantrum, that is my own personal venting about his reaction. I have never let my son onto those feelings of mine. To give a clearer picture of the financials, I have been on disability since my son was 3. I am physically incapable of working more than part-time, which I do, and I get a small disability payment. Yes, we have health insurance, however my husband's medical bills is literally in the 7-figure range. We owe a shit ton and will be paying it off for years. The big problem has been being with so little income for so long. We had living expenses, attorney fees, insurance premiums and the like. Stuff that needs paid now. We were hoping that my husband's disability claims, and the back payments, would have gone through before home foreclosure loomed. We would have been able to catch up and pay back some from the savings we had to borrow from our emergency fund, retirement, and college funds. Still waiting on that to come through, thus the attorney fees. Either way, husband will be getting back to work soon. We are keeping our home. We have a plan for both kids so their college will be paid for. We will be okay. My son previously had a good relationship with his stepdad and stepbrother. I will be speaking to my son about going back to speak with his grief counselor, or doing some family therapy to work through this. I am sure we will all get through this with time. I think a lot of the YTA answers come from people who haven't had to make many hard decisions in life yet. If it's really an issue of losing the house versus selling the car, if you really have no other options, you sell the car. That's just the way it is. Give your son a heartfelt apology for selling something that has sentimental value to him. Talk with him about his dad. And explain that sometimes all you can do is move forward and make the best choice available to you. Nah. Edit. Thanks so much for the awards. A lot of people are hating on Op for ignoring her son's perspective. But the son is also kinda being inconsiderate. His mother is in a ton of debt, her house is almost at risk of foreclosure, and there's a very big chance she could possibly end up homeless or bankrupt, but all he's thinking about is his inheritance. I get the car has huge sentimental value for him, but from the way it looks, it kind of seems like he cares more about the car than the livelihood of his mom. Edit. Forgot to add not the asshole. If she were doing this for a couple of extra dollars, fine, massive awe. But this is a tough spot she's found herself in. Not the asshole. I am really surprised at the YTA replies here. Her son has other memorabilia, and as she has explained, her late husband didn't have a special attachment to this car, it was just the most valuable at the time of his death. She needed the money. When my dad was dying of cancer, I learned that they sold his guitar to pay his medical bills. It was a collectible, and a family heirloom, and I had always assumed I would get it. But when I heard what they had done, I kept my mouth shut because I didn't have the kind of money to pay his bills. It's just stuff. He's in his feelings about losing a connection to his dad. You're prioritizing livelihood. Edit. Originally said no asshole here, found out Op took both her son and stepson's college funds. You are the asshole. Nah. The American healthcare system is the real asshole. No one should lose out on their life savings and home to pay medical bills. It is unfortunate when things like this happen. It is not a good thing either way. But a car should never be more important than keeping a roof over your head, and while it sucks, that is just the reality of it. Info. What happened to the money from the other car sales? You say you're in a substantial amount of debt. Just how much money will actually be left for his education? I seriously doubt it'll be a significant amount. Where is everyone getting, that was the only thing he had left of his father, from? Where did Op say that the car was the last item of sentimental value that they had? Either way, nah. I mean, that's the only thing left of his dad around, and you're selling it for your new husband. Maybe your son feels angry because he feels you're just erasing what's left of his dad. I think you might be the asshole, Op. Am I the asshole for reporting a new coworker to HR? I, 28M. Work for a state agency that is designated to protect the lives of people with disabilities. I work as an administrative assistant for one of the departments. I struggle with PTSD, severe depression and anxiety. I have panic attacks and seizures, but am on medication to help with the seizures. I have a service dog, Dakota, who is a German Shepherd. He does wear the vest at all times, and work was very happy to accommodate. Everyone in the building has their own cubicle, and I specifically asked for one where I am on the end as they are more private. I am in the office about 2 days a week and telecommute the rest. My department recently hired Taylor, 27F. Taylor's cubicle is right next to mine and was asked if I could train her. She came over to my cubicle to ask a question and saw Dakota laying down near me. She scrunched up and says, "I don't like dogs at all. Just make sure your dog does not come near me." I apologized and explained that I needed him in the office but would keep distance. Another coworker asked if they could speak with me in private, and they let me know that Taylor had been spreading rumors about me and my fake service dog. I told them that I would talk to her privately. I talked to her at her cubicle while Dakota waited at my desk, and she told me that she was going to put a report into HR about me faking a service dog. I sent a report to HR and explained everything that happened. Taylor has been giving me dirty looks when in the office, and a few coworkers have told me that she is feeling uncomfortable with the work environment. Am I the asshole for reporting a new coworker to HR? Not the asshole. The service dog is clearly approved by the company, so just seems like a pretty bitter lady, and her complaint will probably go nowhere. Sorry you have to deal with that. Not the asshole. Taylor is a troublemaker. She doesn't belong at an agency that protects people with disabilities. She doesn't belong anywhere until she changes her attitude. I hope that HR sees that she is already causing issues and shows her the door. Not the asshole. Taylor is an asshole. It's like Bill Murray said, "I never trust a person who doesn't like dogs. But I always trust a dog who doesn't like a person." I'm aware only the first half of the quote was relevant, but I couldn't bring myself to cut it. Info: why does she think you have a fake service dog? Not the asshole. You're smart for documenting the exchange with HR. They know your service dog is legitimate and this new girl is stirring up drama. If she has an issue like allergies or a fear of dogs, maybe she can be moved further away from your cubicle, but it sounds like she just doesn't like them. Your dog is trained to be well behaved in an office setting, so it's not really disruptive to her responsibilities. Your brand new coworker decided to falsely report you to HR of faking a service dog accommodation while working at a state agency for people with disabilities like yours? She isn't the brightest bulb, is she? Not the asshole. This is hilariously dumb. Not the asshole. Taylor needs to polish up her resume and seek other employment. Clearly she's not the person for the job. Not the asshole. She has her own shit she needs to work out. If it's a cubicle, then I don't see why the dog would be even near her. She should be focused on her work. Not your dog. Before she tries to push you under the bus for your dog, they should focus on how her work performance is. Not the asshole. If Taylor has a distaste for dogs, she could have simply asked to move desks, but rather she resorted to making up false rumors and creating a hostile work environment. Best of luck. I hope you don't have to deal with her much in the future.